Okay, let's start moving your hands. We've talked about grip, we've talked about hand position. The next thing is to begin moving the stick properly. This is where I'm going to show you my revolutionary stroke development system. And it's a one-of-a-kind process for teaching your hands how to move properly. So many times in drumming, we talk about grip and hand position. Everybody does that. And then once we've done that, we go, okay, and we just start drumming. But there is so much involved with the way your wrist should move and the control that you should have over the stick as it moves up and down that it doesn't make sense to not talk about those things properly. So we're going to go in slow motion. I like to think of this as the Tai Chi of drumming. We're going to do these slow, smooth motions, and we're going to show your hands exactly how they're supposed to move. Now, there's a few reference points that I'm going to talk about that I want to explain to make this easier. So do this with me. First, grab the stick, proper grip, proper hand position, make sure everything's in order, wrist slightly bent, a little bit of an angle on the stick here. This is called rest position. That's the first position we're going to work from. This is like home base in drumming. Everything starts from here. From this position, you can play soft. You can lift the sticks up and play loud. You can do anything you need to do from this position. The next position we're going to talk about is called accent height position. And it's about this high. It's based on the fact that if you use just your wrist, we're holding on to the stick, very smooth and very relaxed, but we're holding on. You bend the wrist up to this position. That's about as far as the wrist wants to move comfortably. If you go farther than that, it's like over torquing your wrist. It's not comfortable and it's not healthy for the muscles in your wrist. So we go to about this high. This is accent height. It's about 15 or 16 inches off the drum. This is accent height position, back down to rest position. Now those are two positions we're going to work from. There are two areas of control that these preliminary stroke development exercises focus on. The first one is stick path, meaning where does the stick travel? Well, it should travel straight up and down. We'll talk about that more in a minute. The second area of control is stick height. How high does the stick move? Being able to move your stick consistently to the same height every single time is a very important area of control in drumming. So we're going to start with accent height. Now ultimately in drumming we can play a lot of different heights depending on the dynamics. But if you can develop the muscle control to lift up to one height over and over and over again consistently, then you can choose any height and be able to control it and play consistently. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is work through these strokes and master those two areas of control, stick path and stick height. So let's start in rest position and let's start with the first stroke. It's called shadow stroke. We're going to move in slow motion from rest position up to accent height. Now I said that the stick moves straight up. Let me talk about the definition of straight up. Straight up is directly above where the stick used to be. The stick is moving in this circular plane, and it moves straight up above. If I say straight up, someone might think that's straight up to the ceiling or straight up to your nose. It's not. It's straight up above where the stick used to be. Make sense? Now, if you're holding the stick properly, you have your hand in the right position, your wrist in the right position, and you bend your wrist like a hinge, this stick will go straight up. If you have your hand out of position and you bend your wrist like a hinge, it'll do something else. Now, most people wouldn't do that, but they would change the wrist motion and do some other kind of wrist motion that we don't want to do at this point. So let's do this motion together. It's called shadow stroke. We know rest position. We know accent height. Here's how it goes. Do this together with me. In rest position, we're going to move slowly in 3 counts from here up to here. It's very simple. Looks like this. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Go. Down, 2, 3. Ready, move. Up, 2, 3. Ready, move. Down, 2, 3. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. That's the most exciting thing in the world, and I wouldn't expect you to think it is. But I want you to think about something. If we're going to drum, I like to think of the first landmark skill of drumming is to just be able to play single strokes like this. If you can't hold your sticks, use your wrist, move the sticks up and down, and play right, left, right, left, right, left with good control and consistent tempo and even sound, like that, then you can't drum. You're kidding yourself. You haven't even started yet. That's the first thing you have to be able to do. Well, watch my hands as I do that and just ask yourself, what's actually going on here? I'm using my wrists. I'm moving the stick straight up and down, just like I showed you in shadow stroke. Now, if I take away my left hand, my right hand's doing this. Well, I'm going to do that and start slowing down, and I want you to see how it's shadow stroke. Can you see? I'm just moving the stick from here up to here and back down to here. Now, that's obviously a very simple thing, but I'm telling you, I can't count the number of students who have never learned how to do that right. They pick up the sticks, they don't have their hands in the right position, and they just start doing the craziest stuff on the drum, and it's not the right thing. So if you'll just take a moment and practice shadow stroke, it's as though you're programming your muscles in how to move. You're saying, okay, muscles, here's how this works. We're going to drum, and this is how drumming works. You move the stick up to here, using the wrist like a hinge, and you move the stick back down to here. If you just do that over and over again for a little while, your muscles start to limber up, and your muscles, it's as though your muscles are in there saying, oh, I get it, okay, this is how it works. When we move the stick, this is what we do. So, pull out your metronome. I'm going to use mine for now. Use a metronome to do this. And we'll do it in 3-4 times. So we're going to do sets of 3. So we'll go up in 3 counts, rest for 3 counts, down in 3 counts. Do it with me. Shadow stroke. 1, ready, go. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Nice and smooth. Up, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Let's keep going. A couple more. Down, 2, 3. Okay, let's stop there. Now, there's a couple things you need to notice about that. Is the motion needs to be smooth. If you're going to play fast and smooth and even, your upward and downward motions have to be very relaxed and very smooth. Your muscles have to move in a fluid manner. Sometimes drummers will be really jerky or stiff or tense, and they struggle to play fast. This is showing your muscles how to move in a consistent, fluid motion. It's very important. Let's do it on the left hand. Same grip, same hand position. Here we go, shadow stroke. Ready, and move. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Now, as you do that, you are gaining control over several different things. 1, you have your hand on the stick. You don't want to let go of the stick. Don't let the stick flop around. Keep the stick connected to the hand. 2, you're practicing all the correct hand position. You're using your wrist like a hinge. You're training your muscles on how to lift the stick up and bring the stick down. If you will do shadow stroke maybe 25 times on each hand every day for a week, you would never have to do it again. Your muscles would be so accustomed to how to move the sticks up and down that as we go on to further, more advanced playing, you just have this natural, relaxed style. You have great hands and great wrists. When we start using fingers and arms, your wrist will continue to move properly because you've trained it properly. Very important. So do your shadow strokes.